Have you ever held a handful of sand at the beach? Feel the tiny grains shift and settle in your palm. Each grain slips through your fingers, following a path you can't control. It's a miniature cascade, an unstoppable flow. They fall, moved by gravity and wind, seemingly without choice. Each tiny particle succumbs to the forces of nature, a testament to the power of the physical world. Now, look up at the night sky. Gaze into the vast expanse above, and let your mind wander. A million stars, each a distant sun, scattered across the inky blackness, shining from a past that was always going to happen. Their light, a message from eons ago reaching us across unimaginable distances. Are we like the sand, chaotic and random, tossed about by forces beyond our control? Or like the stars, fixed and predictable, destined to follow a course laid out long before our birth? Or are we something else, something that defies simple categorization? This is the ancient question of choice, a question that has plagued philosophers and thinkers for centuries. Do we truly choose our path, or is it already written? Is our destiny predetermined, or do we have the power to shape our own future? Imagine your life as a story, a grand narrative unfolding before your eyes. Are you the author, carefully crafting each chapter, or just the reader of a tale already finished, simply turning the pages one by one? This isn't just philosophy. It's about what it means to be human. It's about our place in the universe and the nature of our existence. Every day, we make choices, big and small, significant and seemingly insignificant. Tea or coffee, a simple start to the morning, call a friend, reaching out to connect, pick a movie, a momentary escape into another world. They feel like our own. These decisions, these choices, feel like they originate from within us. This sense of control shapes our ideas of responsibility, success, and regret. We take credit for our triumphs and bear the burden of our failures. But what if that feeling is just an illusion? A carefully constructed narrative that hides a deeper truth? The sand falls, the stars shine, each following its own path, seemingly independent of the other. One chaotic, one ordered, a contrast that reflects the complexities of our own lives. Our lives feel like a mix of both, a delicate balance between order and chaos. Moments of spontaneity, unexpected joys that arise from the unknown, moments of being swept along, carried by the currents of fate, with little control over our direction. This essay explores that feeling, that tension between free will and determinism, not to find a final answer, but to marvel at the mystery, to embrace the uncertainty and find beauty in the unknown. We'll walk two paths, exploring two opposing perspectives. Free will, the power to choose, the belief that we are the masters of our own destiny, and determinism, the idea that everything is already decided, that our lives are predetermined, like a clockwork mechanism set in motion long ago. Let's begin our journey into the heart of what makes us human. Let's delve into the complexities of choice, destiny, and the very nature of our being. Are we the sand, the stars, or something more? Something that transcends both chaos and order, something uniquely human. Let's start with free will. It's a concept that has captivated philosophers, scientists, and everyday individuals for centuries. What does it truly mean to have free will? Is it an illusion, or is it a fundamental aspect of our existence? At its core, free will is the belief that you are the true source of your actions, that your choices are not predetermined, but rather stem from your own conscious deliberation and volition. It suggests that you have genuine agency over your decisions. When you face a decision, whether it's a major life event or a simple daily choice, you feel you could have chosen differently. That the path you ultimately took was not the only one available to you. This is the power of "I could have done otherwise." The feeling that your actions are not simply the result of a chain of cause and effect, but rather a product of your own free will. Pride in achievement, the satisfaction of knowing you accomplished something through your own effort and determination, and regret for mistakes, the remorse you feel when you realize you could have acted differently and avoided a negative outcome, both come from believing you had a real choice. That your actions were not predetermined, but rather a reflection of your own free will. Without free will, pride and regret lose their meaning. They become empty emotions, devoid of the significance they hold when we believe we are the authors of our own actions. Imagine writing a story, crafting a narrative with characters, plot lines, and conflicts. You decide the hero's fate, guiding their journey through trials and tribulations, the twists, the unexpected turns that keep the reader engaged and guessing, the ending, the culmination of all the choices and events that have shaped the story's outcome. The possibilities are endless. you as the author have the power to create any scenario, any outcome you desire. Proponents of free will see us as authors of our own stories, constantly writing and rewriting our narratives through the choices we make. Our past and environment may influence us, shaping our perspectives and predispositions, but they don't write the next sentence. We do. We have the agency to choose our own path, to defy expectations, and to create a future that is not simply a product of our past. Free will is more than breakfast choices. It's more than the mundane decisions we make every day. It's the foundation of our moral world. It's the bedrock upon which we build our understanding of right and wrong. Laws, the rules and regulations that govern our society, justice, the fair and impartial application of those laws, and personal growth, the continuous effort to improve ourselves and become better individuals, all depend on the belief that we choose freely, that we are responsible for our actions and capable of making moral choices. We strive to be better, to overcome our flaws and weaknesses, to change, to shape our future, to create a world that is more just, more equitable, and more compassionate. This belief empowers us, giving us the courage to take risks, to challenge the status quo, and to pursue our dreams. Gives our lives purpose and meaning. It provides a framework for understanding our place in the world and the impact we can have on others. It tells us our choices matter, that even the smallest actions can have a ripple effect, shaping the world around us, that we matter, that we are not simply passive observers, but active participants in the unfolding of our own lives and the lives of others. Free will is the story we tell ourselves about who we are, our capabilities, and our potential. It's why we hold ourselves and others responsible for our actions, both good and bad. It's why we hope, regret, and dream. These emotions are all predicated on the belief that we have the power to influence our future. But is it real? Is free will a genuine aspect of our existence, or is it simply a comforting illusion? Now, let's explore determinism, a concept that has intrigued philosophers and scientists for centuries. It's a profound idea that challenges our understanding of free will and the very nature of reality. At its core, determinism is the idea that every event, without exception, including our thoughts, feelings, and actions, is the inevitable result of prior causes. It suggests a universe governed by an unbroken chain of cause and effect. Imagine a cosmic equation. If you knew the universe's exact state at any given moment, with all its particles and forces precisely measured, you could, in theory, predict everything that would follow. Think of it like dominoes, neatly lined up. Once the first one falls, the rest follow inevitably, each collision triggering the next in a seamless sequence. There's no room for deviation, no possibility of a different outcome. Consider the seemingly random path of a single grain of sand. Its trajectory is determined by countless factors: gravity, the force of the wind, the subtle movements of your hand. Determinists extend this principle to the human mind, arguing that our thoughts and choices are just as determined. They propose that our decisions are shaped by a complex interplay of factors, including our genetics, our upbringing, and the intricate chemistry of our brains. Imagine your life as a movie, already filmed and ready to be played. As you watch, you experience suspense, joy, and the illusion of choice. But the film is already finished, the story predetermined. Our subjective sense of free will, according to determinism, is just the character's perspective, a limited awareness, blissfully unaware of the complete script. This idea can be unsettling, even disturbing for many. If everything is predetermined, if our actions are simply the unfolding of a causal chain, what happens to our sense of responsibility? Can we truly praise or blame anyone for their actions if those actions were, in a fundamental sense, inevitable? Determinism asks us to consider a radical shift in perspective, to see ourselves not as independent agents, but as integral parts of a grand, intricate mechanism, each following nature's preordained script. Are we truly free to write our own stories, or are we simply playing the roles that were assigned to us long before we were even born? The question remains, are we the authors of our lives, or merely characters in a play? We have two powerful ideas, the intuitive feeling of free will and the logical force of determinism. Free will empowers us, gives life meaning, and grounds our sense of justice. We feel like captains of our own ships, steering toward new horizons. Determinism, rooted in science, sees our choices as the output of a complex biological machine. The feeling of choice is real, but the freedom to have chosen otherwise may be an illusion. This debate is ancient, unresolved, and deeply personal. If we accept free will, we must believe in something beyond physical law. If we accept determinism, we risk losing our sense of purpose and justice. Both views challenge us. One asks us to believe in the unseen, the other to accept a world without true choice. The tension between them shapes our understanding of ourselves. Which path feels truer to you? For centuries, great minds have debated this puzzle. The Greeks told stories of fate heroes doomed by prophecy, unable to escape destiny. Aristotle argued our choices come from character, built over time. Descartes believed the mind was separate from the body, allowing for free will. Spinoza saw everything, even the mind, as governed by natural laws. Kant suggested we live in two worlds, one determined, one where we must act as if we're free for morality to exist. Modern neuroscience shows our brains may decide before we're aware, challenging free will. Quantum physics introduces randomness, hinting at unpredictability in our choices. The debate evolves with every discovery. Each thinker offers a new lens, but the question remains open. How do you see yourself in this long conversation? Imagine you're a puppet on a stage. Determinism says invisible strings, genetics, upbringing, physics, control your every move. The universe is the puppeteer, and your dance was choreographed long ago. The feeling of freedom is just the puppet's ignorance of its strings. This view can feel disempowering. Praise and blame belong to the puppeteer, not the puppet. Now flip the image. With free will, there are no strings. You choose your dance, inspired by the world but not controlled by it. You are both puppet and puppeteer, author of your own movements. This view empowers you. Your achievements and mistakes are truly yours. You can learn, change, and grow. The weight of responsibility is heavy, but it gives life meaning. Are you dancing your own dance or following a script? The answer shapes how you see yourself and your story. Pause and reflect. We've walked two roads, cosmic order and personal freedom. Both have compelling arguments. Determinism's logic, free will's lived experience. Where do you stand? Think about your life. Have you felt swept along by events or trapped by habits? Can you see the invisible strings, family, culture, personality shaping you? Now recall a moment of profound freedom, a choice that defied expectation or habit. Maybe both are true in some way. Compatibilism suggests free will and determinism can coexist. Freedom isn't breaking physical laws, but acting from your own desires and values. If your actions come from your character, even if shaped by your past, you are free. It's a middle path, holding on to both responsibility and science. Where do you find yourself on this spectrum? The answer may change as you grow. What do we do with this unresolved question? Maybe the goal isn't to find the answer, but to live with the mystery. Living with the question means staying curious and open. If you believed in determinism, you might become more compassionate, seeing people as products of countless influences. If you embraced free will, you might feel empowered to change and grow. Perhaps the best way is to hold both ideas. Act as if you're free, but cultivate compassion for the forces that shape us. Take responsibility, strive for justice and forgive mistakes, yours and others. Be the author, but marvel at the unfolding story. The mystery itself is what makes us human. How will you live with the question? We return to the sand and the stars. The sand reminds us of unseen forces, the stars of cosmic order, but you are the one holding the sand, looking up at the stars. In that act of wondering, you become more than a passive observer. You are conscious, capable of awe, confusion, and the urge to choose. Maybe free will and determinism are a paradox to be lived, not solved. Science describes the universe. The human heart describes our experience. Both are true in their own way. Don't be discouraged if you lack answers. No one has them all. Embrace the wonder. See the dance of cause and choice in your life. Be curious about who you are becoming. The journey of asking is more important than the destination. Keep wondering about the sand, the stars, and yourself.